Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Racing Bros NASCAR podcast, episode 12, Richmond review and Talladega preview. I have my co-host Brian with me. Brian, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, fucking great! Alex Bowman wins the first 48 win in fucking 4 years. Jimmy Johnson, who? I think Alex Bowman, 8-time champ, coming up. I'm just kidding.
Oh boy, don't say that.
Has
With the way that your picks have been going, he's gonna be a zero-time champ.
with the way my picks are going, he would win the championship, and then they would find his car is 1 pound too heavy, and then they would give him negative 500 points,
Yeah.
and then he would be suspended from NASCAR because he would also be on drugs, and yeah,
All you gotta say is not what you said before.
just kidding. But we're a homer over here. Brian likes the 48 car. Doesn't like Alex Bowman. Thinks he has a big forehead. I'm just kidding. Uh,
And home with 48.
yeah. See, if you see on like YouTube or anything, you see the photo like the yellow 48 in the front. Brian just likes like that corner right there. That's about it. But
There you go.
no, Alex Bowman takes it from fucking Denny Trashland, who can't restart to save his life. Oh, I'm kidding. Denny Choklin. Ooh. I mean, we'll get into it, but, Brian, how do you feel? Just being that close to a win. You're already dominating the standings, and you're that close to win. And then, Denny Hamlin's just like, oh, I'm just decide not to win, you know?
Eh, it doesn't feel that bad.
Yeah, he's still
That just would have been, another talking point. There would have been. I would have completely thrown out my notes for this race and just been like, I don't even need to say anything. I'm a champ.
uh, See, I would have totally just, how I got a video montage of me saying maybe McDowell could win the Daytona and then being right and then acting like I fucking went out and chose that. See, oh, we have a visitor in the podcast. We have Diamond making her NASCAR podcast debut, and she's gonna sit in the back. Now, wow, everyone can see your butt. You're very visible. I like you hiding, but uh, uh, okay. She's hidden. She's suffocating. But no, we're gonna get into all Richmond stuff. But Alex Bowman, what the hell, man? Fucking
Better now than never.
terrible at Richmond. Almost as bad as Blaney bad. And he gets out. He gets the win. So shows that 48 car's got a lot of speed in there.
It's also got a lot of talent in it too.
Yeah, true. I mean, is he? Is he really? No, I'm kidding. I think he is, but
I don't think there's much of a debate right there.
yeah, I mean,
Actually, I take that back.
hmm.
I've seen NASCAR Twitter.
Oh yeah, true. When the 48 is running eighth, and then all the Hendricks top five. Oh, he's trash. Get him out of there. Garbage.
And then he wins the race and nobody says anything for a week.
Yeah, until he finishes like 35th. Talladega. Oh, it's garbage. Get him out.
No, he's gonna finish third, and they're gonna be mad. They're gonna go, "Oh, you couldn't even win again."
Wow, garbage. Couldn't even win another race. But
If it was Jimmy Johnson in that car, he would have won the whole season
but let's talk Richmond. You wanna start us off, Brian, with some of the takeaways you took from Richmond?
Sure. As much as we've been fighting this pack all year, I kind of like it for Richmond. I mean, it does feel like a pack where once the leader gets out there, they're gonna be out there for a little bit until
Hmm.
something starts going wrong. There's tire wear. Then maybe the driver's not feeling so comfortable in the car anymore. They got a little vibration. Whatever happens, then the driver will start to pull back a little bit. but I don't know. It was kind of enjoyable to watch. I wouldn't say it's as enjoyable as like Homestead or
Any of those races, or even
yeah, any of the
Martinsville.
other races really that we had this year.
Yeah.
Even Bristol. I mean, I wouldn't even say it was close to Bristol.
No.
But no, I mean, it was. I would say it was kind of nice to not see, other than Denny, obviously, the same top three people the entire race.
Well, it was mostly Hamlin, Truex, and Logano
Right.
up there beginning, and then Truex had a speeding penalty, and it was mostly Hamlin and Logano for their
Right.
list. About 100 laps.
I think so. Yeah. And then I mean, there was a point in time where you also had Chase up there. Like that was nice. See him
Yeah,
finally in the front again.
yeah, but he fell back at the end. Really,
Right.
car took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, he still finished. I mean, top 15, I believe, right? So
Yeah, he was
it's not
12th.
not terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, so yeah, it's it's definitely could be better, but I mean, just for what they have right now, I think that was a pretty enjoyable race.
yeah, that was a good race. Richmond's not the most exciting. It's called the action track. I don't know why, but Richmond's decent. I don't understand all the usual hate from Richmond. People's like, oh, it's boring because it's usually a long, natural, organic race, and everyone on Twitter likes saying, I want it to be natural and like organic and not like these game 7 moments like the fucking playoffs are. And then they actually get a race like that and it's fucking boring. Like there's 5 cars on the lead lap and only 2 cars could have won. Like that was so boring. And
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, what do you want? Like literally what you want. It's fine. I'm not saying it's fucking the greatest race ever. It was fine, decent, above average race, I would say. Just
yeah.
like a
I
little
mean,
bit above.
it wasn't something where I'd just be like, okay, I can't watch this anymore, and then turn off my TV. Like I
Right.
was able to sit there and actually watch the full race.
Like it was
But
stage 2 was a little boring. Like
I would say stage one was probably the most boring in my opinion.
yeah, stage 1 wasn't great, but stage 2 they had that long green flag run. It was
Right.
fine, and then
Pole
Kozlowski pulled
was
that.
too loud.
Yeah, and then Kozlowski pulled that dumbass fucking strategy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna stay out and I to save a tire at the end. Like, I mean, I don't get that. They were
Yeah.
not near close using the fucking all the sets, but I'm not a crew chief, so
Right.
I can't really say anything. But yeah, I didn't get that strategy at all from.
And I mean, in the second stage, we had that Newman caution.
Yeah, our first actual cost in 2 years at Richmond because we only ran one race last year at Richmond and we
Right.
didn't have any caution, so our first natural caution since 2019. But yeah, just they were 3 wide and looked like Cindric just was too hard on the brakes, got tight, just like bumped Newman out the way. Nothing too big, but and then we had Harvick. He was running top 5. Pretty good day for SHR. Is gonna look like they had Almirola in the top 10. Harvick was top 5, and then he blows a tire with 20 to go. I didn't see him getting any like damage or any rubs, to like cut it. It must have been a bad tire or something. But yeah, he
No.
wrecked with 20 to go to end his good day.
Yeah. That was quite a big crash for him, especially the way that the year's been going.
Hmm.
I think that was kind of just the ending factor for at least the first quarter of the year.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
kind of what we've seen the whole year. It's just been unfortunate, and Harvick's kind of been carrying. But
it's not like he's had a terrible year. I mean, he has 6 top
right,
10 finishes, but it's just not a Harvick SHR year.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't the Harvick that we saw last year. That's for sure.
Right. So
I mean, I thought last year was going to be Harvick dominance, but
yeah, and we're not saying it's like Harvick's not gonna win this year. He'll find something.
oh yeah,
I mean,
it's
just
Kevin Harvick. He's going to do something.
yeah, just like for Kyle Busch, like he's in
He's in a slump right now.
yeah, he's been in a slump, but I mean, he'll find victory lane. I'm sure it's Kyle
I mean,
Busch.
he would have had something good, but it's these little mistakes that are really kind of messing people up this year. Like
Yeah,
the whole pit entry plus speeding. That
yeah, that wasn't good.
yeah,
Yeah, it's just it takes so for Kyle, he's a driver that needs a lot of practice to like rein in his car. So at the beginning, Kyle will be like dog shit slow, but then at the end, he kind of figures it out and figures out what his car needs and stuff. But it's already too late. So this is kind of why we see Kyle Busch struggling a little bit. He wasn't as fast as his teammates the first half, but at the end, he was a top five car, but had a commitment line violation, so he finishes like eighth, I think eighth. And then Truex was caught speeding on one of the last few green flag stops.
right.
That really hurt his race too. He was a top three car, I would say, all day, at
Right, and then
least.
he ended up finishing top five. But I
Right.
mean, that's still not bad. But
Yeah, but I mean,
he had a top three easily if that
yeah.
didn't happen.
And I mean, let's talk about Alex Bowman. He had his own troubles on pit road. He had to go all the way in the back. He had a top five car all day. He was very fast. Um, he had a lot of long run speed, I was noticing. But at the
Right.
end, I guess Greg Ives pumped up the air pressures. So you would pump up the air pressure on a short run because it gives you more speed. Because you don't need like the lower air pressures. Because if you have a long run, air pressures build and you get tight. But since you have such a short run, you can build up those air pressures and just get speed off the jump. So that's what Greg Ives did on the last stop. I guess it was a good call because he got around Hamlin. Hamlin had one of the best cars all day, dominated. Was going to look like the Hamlin or even Logano show.
Right.
And then that last caution with Kevin Harvick with 20 to go, green flag or pit stops, and then Bowman stole it. I mean, he had a great restart, stayed right on Hamlin, then got under him and just drove away from him. So you got to give Alex Bowman credit. He earned it.
Definitely.
It's not
Definitely earned it.
it's not like he had
And
some crazy pit strategy and was up there. I mean, he was a fast car all day, just kept on being put in the back. And then when he had his chance, capitalize.
and that's what I mean. I think I said this earlier in the year, but that's what makes a good driver. You got to capitalize on little mistakes or even little things that you have an advantage
Right.
because the entire year kind of lives off of that for you. If whether you have the best car, whether you have the worst car, whether you're somewhere in the middle, it really doesn't matter. If if you make that one little mistake, you're going to the back. If you make one little advancement, you could be in first place like Michael McDowell. You could be
Mhm.
winning races like a couple of these guys that we didn't expect this year.
Right.
It's all it all depends on what you're given and how you deal with it. So honestly, this was a great race for Alex Bowman, whether he made those mistakes or not. And I mean, like you said, I can't argue with it. He deserved this win.
Yep. I mean, it's not all the time you always have the best and dominant car. It's when you take advantage of those opportunities you are made of. And Alex Bowman didn't have no slouch of a fucking car. He was up
Mm-hmm.
there. Um, yeah, he got the job done. Good job on Alex Bowman. His first win of the season. Our eighth different winner in 9 races. Hendrick's
Right.
got 3 wins, and none of them are from the 9 team. So that's kind of interesting.
Right. Yeah, you would think championship run last year, you would get something from him this year, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's kind of been unfortunate for him this year. At the same time, uh, I feel like the beginning of the season last year wasn't really amazing for Chase either.
Yeah, I mean,
So I mean, maybe he just needs that beginning slump, and then he'll come out strong in the end.
yeah, it's just usually there's always one team at Hendrick that's a little off
Right.
during the season. Like It's gonna be on waves. Like the 88 was off a lot last year,
Right.
and then 24 was off sometimes, and then 48 would be off, and then it just kind of switches. I mean, if we want to really get into it, excuse me, Kyle Larson was 18th or something, so I guess
Right.
this was his off day, but it goes in waves. There's always one that's a little off, and it's not like Chase had a terrible day. He finished 12th,
No, right.
he's near the top 10, so
And I think he's actually been having a decent year. I mean, not the greatest year, of course, but
right.
uh, I can see the nine maybe winning within the next 5 races.
Yeah, that's not. I mean, he could really win next week.
Right, he could. Anybody could win next week. It all depends on how you feel and how long you hold it.
Right. Yeah, it's just we'll see. We'll.
Yeah, I mean, don't just knock down the nine because he hasn't been having the greatest beginning. He hasn't won yet. It happens.
Yeah, it's just because the other team's winning doesn't mean they're gonna be the best team at the end either. So, I'm not worried about the 9 car at all.
And I
Hendricks
mean, you can make the same argument with Penske because they have two winners right now.
and none of them are
Two
Kozlowski.
car,
Yeah,
yeah, and two car was really strong last year.
yeah. So
So
yeah, it'll take time.
right,
But getting off of that, Richmond. Well, our picks. I don't even want to get into it. Brian won the week, of course. You picked Denny Hamlin. Got
yeah,
almost max points.
55.
Yeah. And Kyle Busch had a decent day going. We only got 33 points, so we dropped some more points, but who cares?
Could have been worse.
Yeah. I mean, he had a fine day. Just
Right.
Brian had a really good pick, so good job, Brian. You win another
Thank
week.
you.
So maybe we can get him at Talladega, but
Anything can happen.
uh, we're gonna do a rating of the race. I would say 60 out of 100. Pretty solid race, above average. I would say average is like 50 or below. That's
Right.
about average. A little above average. It was a natural, long, organic race. I like that. Kind of switch it up a little bit. Some parts were, a tad boring. There's other parts that were quite interesting. Last 100 laps were really good. And, we had a good finish. We didn't have
Right.
to have a green, white checkered and, everyone fucking blasting everyone. Just like, oh, green, white checkered! We had 10 laps to go. So, they battled out to then. And Alex Bowman came out on top. So, I'm going to say 60 out of 100. Not a bad race. Not anything too special, but it was fun. It's fun.
I agree with your rating. I'm probably going to say the same. It actually, I want to go with the 65 because of the ending. It kind of spiced up the race a little bit for me, and it was just like, oh, are we going to have Denny dominate the whole day, or is Bowman going to keep himself out in front and, maybe not make any mistakes, win this race? So I'd say, yeah, I would say about a solid 65 with that ending.
So,
And I'm just happy. I'm kind of happy that we had one race without the big one taking out half the field.
well, I mean, that would be this week.
Right. That's why we saved it for this week.
Right. But other than that, we're gonna get into some news. So we got a lot of news, a lot of schemes, a lot of sponsor things. So some of the news. So Jennifer Jo Cobb was originally gonna run, like, make her Cup Series debut in the 15 for Talladega for Rick Ware, but NASCAR did not approve her. I really don't know why. She has, a lot of starts in trucks and stuff at Talladega, so she's not any rookie or anything, and it's not like she tears up shit. So we really don't know why she wasn't approved, but she is not gonna run Talladega. No one has been named for the 15 yet to drive there, so we'll see who drives the 15. They are a chartered car, so they do have to make the race, so we'll see where that lands. Then we got some throwback schemes. We got Alex Bowman in a teal 48 and it's got pink numbers, and it's a throwback to his crew chief's late model, Greg Ives. Pretty nice scheme, simple, nice and simple, nice and green. But then Kyle Busch did a throwback scheme. It's like his typical M&M's car, a yellow scheme. It's got brown numbers, and then it's got the older M&M's guys on the back because they're celebrating 80 years of M&M's. Just like, a promotional scheme. Not anything too special, but you gotta appreciate, at least getting the older M&Ms there. But yeah, it's nothing there. Just celebrating the old M&Ms and being 80 years in business. And then Eric Jones, ride for Talladega, is sponsor U.S. Air Force, and it's a homage to the Tuskegee Airmen. So cool scheme. I think actually Rick Ware ran a similar scheme like 2 years ago. But it looks cool. Can't wait to see it at Talladega. Should be up near the front. Eric Jones is usually a good plate racer. So that's cool. And then tonight is the Pro Invitational at Talladega. Surprise, surprise driver. Keelan Harvick is actually going to drive in the 62 Hunt Brothers Ford. So we'll see how Keelan does, with all the big boys. And then we have Roush gets another sponsor. Auto Tempest for 2 races in the 17 car. Starting at Kansas next week. And then it's going to be also a sponsor at Coda. So Roush getting some more sponsors. Always got to love that. Roush knows how to get his sponsors. But yeah, it's just a lot of, scheme talk and Pro Invitational and stuff like that. So that was some of the news or some of the highlights this week. And now we're going to move into our question. I also just realized I typed that wrong. LOL. I just did a boomer energy move. Our question for Brian and me to answer is Hendrick Motorsports the best team right now?
I personally think so.
Okay.
I don't know what you think, but I personally think that with the way that this year has been going so far, even with that one car in the slump, or the one team in the slump, I truthfully think that they have the strongest performance so far this year.
Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit. I think Hendrick is definitely a top 3 team. I think it first goes Gibbs. Gibbs is on top, I think, with Hamlin and Truex, and then Christopher Bell. Then Kyle Busch is Kyle Busch. He's also not having that bad of a season. Not a Kyle Busch typical season, but I think Gibbs is on top. And then slightly below is a Penske and a Hendrick, kind of. So if you compare the drivers, William Byron's got a win in 7 or 8 top 10s. Kyle Larson's got a win in a lot of top 10s. And then Alex Bowman has a win. Not as many top 10s, but he's had speed everywhere all year long. And then Chase been decent. Not anything special, but he should have had a win, probably at Daytona Road Course, but things happen. And then Penske, if you compare it to Penske, Joey Logano's probably been their top driver. He's been up there. Blaney's had impressive speed, also won at Atlanta. And then Brad's had a pretty good year. I mean, he had a terrible pit call, that cost him probably better finish. But, I think they're comparable. I think Hendrick, I would give the slight edge, because I think they've had more race-winning speed, or like top 5 speed, than Penske, but I think it's slightly below, like ahead of Penske. So I would take Gibbs, I say, is the best team right now. I mean, they're just hitting on all cylinders. And then slightly below is Hendrick, and then, teeny weeny Talladega sized fucking margin of victory is like what Penske is. So 1, 2, 3, I'd say there, and then probably you gotta throw in Kevin Harvick, probably the fourth. You know, just Kevin Harvick, not
Just
even
Kevin
S. Yeah,
Harvick.
you know, not SHR, but Kevin Harvick. So yeah, that's how we think. But
That's an understandable debate.
yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not anything too crazy. I'm not like, oh, Starcom.
Well, you're also not saying, oh yeah, JGR by billions. Like
Yeah, I mean,
it's
Hamlin's.
still a close race this year.
Yeah, Hamlin's has 8 top 5s. Like that's
Right.
insane.
Truex
That's
already has 2 wins. It's understandable.
right. It just yeah, Joe Gibbs, top team right now, but it's not anything a big gap or anything like that. So, and then another question. So out of the 9 races, we've had 8 different winners. Does Talladega make our ninth winner out of 10?
This one's super hard to call. I'm For my personal pick, as for this episode, which we'll get into. Um, with my personal pick, I say no.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to guess, if I'm rolling the dice, I think, no pun intended, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna say there's a chance.
Right.
So again, I'll say for my personal pick, no. But as for the actual race, I think that there's a chance. I mean, we've seen McDowell. We already had Christopher Bell. Like we had some surprise winners this year, and
Mm-hmm.
then we had our normals like Kyle Larson. We kind of expected was going to win this year. Truex twice. We had Blaney, Logano, and then Bowman was for this track a surprise. Byron for Homestead was kind of a surprise. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't expect him to win so early on. Um, honestly, honestly, yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. I think that we have a good chance for another winner.
And with my pick as well, I think we're gonna have a new winner. I mean, gotta look at Hamlin. Always good to super speedways. Doesn't have a win yet.
Right.
And there's a ton of other guys you could really choose from. But I think we're gonna have 9 out of 10. If we get to 16, it'll be close. But I mean, it could happen. Definitely could happen. But
I still think that for this year, that I mean, there could be 16 different winners or possibly more, and then it's going to be a fight for who has the most points to get into this playoffs.
right, so it's gonna be interesting to track throughout the year.
Oh
But
yeah,
now we're gonna go in our Talladega preview.
Dega baby.
Yeah, Talladega, Dega week, best week of the year.
Arguably.
Yeah, gotta love Talladega. It's so wide, it's fast, it's fucking big wrecks, uh, awesome finishes.
Yep.
It's Talladega, baby. You know,
We could have the big one early on, and then we could have another big one at the start finish.
there could be fucking 3 cars left in this
Yeah,
race.
right.
So,
With the way
Tal,
that this season's gone so far, yeah.
right. Talladega is always awesome. Anyone's got a chance to. Well, I mean, most people got a chance to win. Uh, there's gonna be a big one. You know, it's happening. You can just sense it. It always happens at Talladega. So, there's not much to say. Talladega's fucking awesome.
Right.
So, be glued to your TVs on Sunday to watch Talladega. But we're gonna get into our picks. So, Brian, do you want to pick yours first?
Sure. So this is where my pick comes in, where I said I think we're gonna have a repeat winner. Um, my winner for this week is gonna be Christopher Bell.
Ooh,
Now, why did I pick Christopher Bell?
because you're high.
No, I think he's gonna be one of few cars that during that big one doesn't get their engine blown and their fire everywhere. I think he's gonna be able to keep it, and he's gonna. I'm not gonna say he's gonna come out with a clean car because I know that's almost impossible at Dega. I'm gonna say he comes out with not as bad of a car as most people. So, and
Mm.
then for my dark horse, I picked Timmy Hill. I think he's another
Yes,
one that
my man, Tim
I
Hill, baby.
he's gonna be another one that comes out with a decent car. And if not, you can play me. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna. Tim Hill wins.
I don't want to be. I want to make this year interesting in hopes that Christopher Bell could possibly be our second double race winner.
Hey,
So
I mean, it could be the second multi-time winner at Gibbs,
right, yeah, there
not
you
not named Kyle Busch or Denny Hamlin.
go.
But for my pick, you're gonna think I'm smoking. Just gonna say
Really?
that. You know, it took a lot of time to reflect on my year. So every time, I picked someone, should have had a good chance of winning. Something always bad happened. So I took a lot of time reflecting. I mean, why pick a favorite? Why are we gonna pick well, I'm gonna pick Denny Hamlin. Pick that, something bad's gonna happen. So I'm gonna pick a guy that maybe had a little bit of down year so far that we think should be up there more, but maybe he's not having the best year. Someone that's never been mentioned to win or even close. He got a lot of hype in the off season for a move that he made. You know, his team owner really wants to win too, and his other team owner is really good at super speedways. So after much reflecting, there's not many of them in the field either. I'm gonna take Toyota driver by the name of Bubba Wallace to win Talladega for 2311 Racing. Why? Cause fuck it. You know,
Got nothing to lose.
he's good. He's a good super speedway racer. He's got a good car. Might as well. You know,
Yeah.
could be up there, starting 24th. Could crash on lap 2, but he hasn't had a good year. I think this is the time he breaks through. He has a good run. Maybe he doesn't win,
Toyota power.
but he's gonna be up there. I can almost guarantee it. And he wants that win. So I'm gonna choose Bubba Wallace. Maybe not a favorite, but he's gonna get the job done. He's gonna really show what that 2311 is made of. So I choose Bubba Wallace, and then my dark horse is a man by the name of Joey. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't even make a long reflection of why Joey Gase is a good pick for Talladega. Yeah, no, I'd rather choose the pace driver than Joey Gase. So no offense to Joey Gase, he would drive circles around me, but I would rather pick the fucking pace driver. Can I pick Mike Joy in his Mustang Mach E before Joey Gase?
Hey, at least you can't crash out.
Can I choose Jeff Gordon in that Chevy Malibu when they had it in the
Jeff.
yeah, the Daytona Road Course? He'll be in the Malibu one-handed with the turntables next to him.
There you go.
What are they gonna do at Talladega? Is it gonna be?
It's
Can
gonna
it be?
something with Boyer?
Yeah, Boyer's gonna do something. He's been like these.
Something with Mike Joy. They've already done something with Jeff. So it's Boyer's turn.
Yeah, it's gonna be Clint Boyer. He's gonna be like, "You mock up people, Clint Boyer fans." He's gonna take body shots.
Yeah, he's gonna be in like a Hawaiian shirt and
This monk on a fan club. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I'm taking Bubba Wallace. Roll the dice. I want to see him win. If he wins, blows up the playoff field. I'm definitely making some clips if Bubba Wallace wins, and I'm gonna gloat. Even if I get less points, I don't care. We already kind of mentioned one winner, so if I fully mention another winner, Brian, it's gonna be a 20-minute clip show.
Hey, I mean, if he wins, you deserve it.
Mm-hmm. So, oh, and then we wanted to update you guys as well before I make dark. Well, I should make my dark horse first. We're gonna make Eric Jones because I'm staring at his car right now. So, yeah, he sounds fine. Eric Jones. I can't. If Eric Jones just wins and I just offhanded fucking Eric Jones, is like, oh yeah, 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 he sounds fine. It's just fuck. We're making a clip show of me just Eric
It's gonna
Jones.
be a 2-second clip of, he's fine.
Yeah, I'm looking at his car right now. It's fine. Eric Jones, but yeah, Eric Jones should be up there. He's a good, solid speedway racer. But we got to meet our quota of like so many minutes before we get our paid our 3 cents. So, we're just gonna have a long, just 5 minute, just background noise of nature's sounds, so we can make. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. No, but we wanted to update you guys. So, Brian is leaving our podcast to go to another. I'm kidding. Just fooling with you guys. No. The real announcement. I'm going on vacation for a week. So it's not going to happen next week. But next week might be my last podcast that I do before. Well, it will be the last podcast I do before vacation. So in 2 podcasts, we don't know if we're going to have like a podcast because it's going to be hard because I'm on vacation. Like, so, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be worrying about the podcast.
Right.
But I don't even know if I can watch the race, to be honest. So I might not have a lot. But if anything, it's me up to Brian if he wants to do the podcast. At the very least, I can probably put some notes down if Brian wants to read off kind of my review and summary or whatever. But we'll figure it all out by next week and let you guys know for sure. We just want to make you guys aware. There might not be a podcast. So.
Or we might try something new out.
Yeah, Brian's gonna get.
At least for the week, and then go back to normal.
Yeah, Brian's gonna get the dead dog that's outside my house, and that's he's gonna get more insight than I ever do on this podcast. So, I'm just kidding. But we just want to make you guys aware that personal stuff. So we might not have. It would be a Kansas preview race. Yeah, Kansas preview. But we would no, it wouldn't be.
No, wouldn't it be
a Kansas review?
Yeah, Kansas review.
And Darlington preview.
There you go.
So we would miss Kansas, and then what we think's gonna happen at Darlington, but we would review Darlington. So we'd go from like reviewing Talladega. And we would preview Kansas, but we might not review Kansas. Or Brian might, shoot out a 10-minute, thing of what he thought and whatever. But we'll figure all that stuff out next week and let you guys know what we're going to do. Just wanted you to know, like, what's happening and stuff like that. Don't want to leave you guys, on the outside. So, just going to make that aware. I just realized all of my cars that I picked have 3 in it, so do it for Dale. So we're gonna win Talladega. Eric Jones pushes Bubba Wallace to, oh my god, that'd be insane. My mind would be blown. I'd be talking.
Pushes Bubba Wallace to the win.
I'd be talking so much shit. I'd be like, you guys couldn't even pass mine, fucking trash. That's why his number is 20 and mine's 23 because he's got 3 more letters than you and he's 3 more numbers better than you, and he's 3 more drivers better than you.
I would just bring up the fact that I'm up 121 points.
Hey, man, this is where we're chipping away. We're gonna make up.
Start somewhere.
Yep, we're gonna make up 2 points. We're gonna chip away. We're gonna get the old chipper out. But that's it for the podcast. We thank you guys for always listening, and follow us on our social media platforms or the podcast social media platforms. Racing Bros Pod. Just look that up on either Twitter or Instagram. Instagram, we just we post some stuff. Twitter, not as much on there, but we would answer to anyone If they tweeted at us, please tweet at us. We're begging. Please give us money. But yeah, just follow us on their social media platforms, and we'll see you guys next week to review Talladega, and then we're gonna preview Kansas. But thank you guys for listening. This has been Racing Bros Podcast, episode 12. Thanks, Brian, for coming along again.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. And we'll be signing off here. So we'll see you guys next week.
Take care.
If I can find my mouse, we'll leave.